One side is proposing, the other side is opposing.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, the moderator, panel of impartial judges, the accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bridget Donald. I'm in Primary 5, standing here gallantly like a lion without any fear of contradiction to support the motion on the topic that says cashless policy have done more harm than good. But before I continue, I would like to define cashless economy. Cashless economy indicates an economic system where digital transactions such as mobile banking, digital wallet, and paying by ATM card substitute the traditional method of payment made through cash. So I ask, previously Nigeria went through the cashless economy. Has it not done more harm than good? I again say yes due to the following reason. 1. Internet connection has affected the smooth running of the policy, and the villagers experience the worst yet bursting economy through agriculture. So if I may ask, there is no means of transferring money between buyers and sellers because of internet connection, as some villagers don't have cash, not them bad experience. 2. There was also the issue of mass illiteracy. There are still large number of people who cannot read and write, and this issue is yet to be tackled with the different arms of government, even at this point in time. So how could such a person use a phone, type numbers effectively making transactions? That is, even if at all he have bank account. 3. There was also the case of failed bank transaction. You may make transfer and your recipient won't be credited for hours or days. This hold many houses and keep them in hunger, as shop owners do refuse to release goods just in the name of not seeing alert. 4. Cashless policy have done more harm than good. Okay, also imagine a case of rushing a loved one to a hospital, but you are refused services due to failed transaction. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all listeners, I hope with this viewpoint of mine, you all are convinced but not fully confused that cashless policy have done more harm than good. Thanks. Good day, Mr. Chairman, the moderator, panel of impartial judges, the accurate timekeeper, my co-debate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susanna Kudu. I'm from Zita International School, Bukan Sidi Lafia. I'm in Primary 5, standing here to oppose the motion on a topic that says cashless policy has done more harm than good. And I completely disagree with the motion as cashless policy has done more good. Following analysis. All know that corruption to a country system is similar to a computer system. A virus damages the working mechanism of a computer system, and corruption also damages the working mechanism of a country system. Well, corruption is like a communicable disease whose symptoms can be seen throughout the world. Although corruption is a worldwide evil phenomenon, it's particularly damaging the developing countries, and no one here can deny the fact that corruption is the cause of country failure, economically, socially, and politically. Here in Nigeria, 80 to 90% corrupt practice by politicians and others is done through stealing of cash. This includes money laundering, kidnapping, and etc. The only way to tackle is cashless policy. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all my listeners, I hope you all are happy that corruption has then brought an end to all criminal activities such as money laundering, kidnapping, armed robbery, and the risk of damage to the physical cash. Also, the 8 were free of constant target by men of the underworld. For now, many lost their life and money because robbers always slaughter around ATM machines to perpetuate evil, following any person that withdraw huge amount to rob them. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all my listeners, I hope you all are fully convinced, not confused. Cashless policy has done more good than harm. Thanks.
All particle duly observed. My name is Samuel Kichuku from Zita International School. I'm in JS1. Standing here is to propose the motion on the topic that says cashless policy has done more harm than good. And I support the motion due to the following reasons. 1. Nation building. As we all know, both the government and the masses do contribute to the national building. Smooth running of the national activities can ultimately decide whether a country will succeed in a struggle for nation building or not, but because of the implementation of cashless policy, civil service has become demoralized, to some extent criminalized, making the smooth operation of activities with other businesses not to be performed as expected. 2. System error. Imagine rushing to the restaurant due to chronic hunger and unable to make transfer or payment due to failed network. Yet, it cannot be corrected immediately in an experience. There are also issues being debited twice. In most cases, if you don't go to the branch of your bank to make reports, your money will be reserved. So what if another emergency arrives? It's just telling us how the police has affected the smooth running of many activities. I may even ask, do we forget how all banks fulfill the people due to problems, yet not be resolved for this? This, in short, is a reminder of how the police has frustrated the masses. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all listeners, I hope with the few points of mine, you all are convinced but not confused that cashless policy has done more harm than good. Thanks.
All protocols are duly observed. My name is Blessing Obasi from Zita International School, Bukan Sidi Lafia. I am in JSS 2, standing on an existing protocol that states cashless policy has done more harm than good. And I confidently disagree with the motion that says cashless policy has done more good than harm, due to the following reasons. 1. The cost of printing, storing, and transporting physical cash. It has known that government spends huge amount of money used in printing new notes used as payment to the agency that will do the job. The implementation of cashless policy have indeed made such money to be used in other national building. And again, the risk of road attack, which usually cause the loss of life during transporting those cash to other states, was taken off. 2. Fire outbreak. The cost of physical cash during fire outbreak has greatly reduced. Many traders or shopkeepers prefer leaving or taking cash home, but during the fire outbreak, they tend to lose both their properties and their hard-earned money. But with the development of cashless policy, cash was safely hidden in banks as customers pay electronically. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all my listeners, I hope you all are convinced, not confused, that cashless policy implementation has done more good than harm.
All protocol duly observed. My name is Tukura Faith. I am in JS1. Standing here is to propose a motion on the topic that says cashless policy has done more harm than good. And I confidently support the motion due to the following reasons. 1. Loss of job. Many workers in different organizations lost their job, and this was due to the fact that some sectors within those organizations do not operate digitally, and as such, their service was no more needed. 2. Cyber attack. The use of mechanized and digitalized devices has increased the probability of cybercrime, and I think men before now believe that keeping money in the bank guarantees its safety, but I tell you no, reverse the case, because many online sites was previously hacked, like WhatsApp and Facebook. Today it includes bank. In March 2019, Capital Bank in United States was hacked, and 106 million accounts was stolen, including the money inside. This indeed tells us that going cashless is just a shift to cybercrime and not a solution. 3. Donation. I observe that most people that render help with money to street beggars usually give from 5 to 500 naira, and as most yet, these beggars do not have bank accounts. So can we all imagine what beggars pass through during the cashless economy? And as many were not able to help them, even if they have intention to. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all my listeners, I hope with this few points of mine, you all are convinced and not confused that cashless policy has done more harm than good. Thanks.
Good day, our protocol duly observed. Good day, parents. My name is Ayibe Habila. I'm in primary 1 from Zita International School, Bukan Sidi Lafia. I'm here standing here to oppose the motion on a topic that says cashless policy has done more good than harm than good. I completely disagree that cashless policy have done more good than harm due to the following reasons. 1. Foreign currency values was declared hopeless as cashless economy was practiced. Many citizens, including POS agents, fell victims of this crime as men of the underworld used to make transactions, paying using fake money, but with the implementation of cashless policy. All this was seized as both citizens operate electronically only. 2. Kidnapping and high level of corrupt practice have stopped drastically. One that they say shall never end. Cause as the country goes cashless due to Naira redesign, it was testified that kidnappers along Abuja Road came, sharing millions of old note passengers, and in totality, the kidnapping activities have stopped, as no kidnapper can give his account number for a ransom money to be paid. Into cause of easy track record. Indeed, cashless policy have made them repent. Lastly, the policy have reduced the high level of corrupt practice during election, which include buying of INEC agents to prevent vote count. The development that has eradicated that as it became hard for politicians to carry money, and as such, the last election became less corrupted. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all listeners, I hope you all are convinced but not confused that cashless policy have done more good than harm. Thanks.
Once again, good day all. I still remain Bridget Donald from Zita International School, standing here on the existing protocols that says cashless policy have done more harm than good, and I'm still supporting the motion with more reasons. But before then, I overheard my opponent saying cashless policy have done good as it brought an end or reduced the following: 1. Fire outbreak. 2. Base criminals activities and a reduction to the cost of printing new cash. I wish to clap on this but refuse, because my opponent have failed to realize that the policy have not tackled it all, like the cost of printing new cash. If size, I believe it will increase corrupt practice, and most importantly, it can raise the rate of unemployment, as only those who can operate electronically will be considered during employment. 2. Base criminals activities like kidnapping, armed robbery, etc. I ask, how does cashless policy brought an end to criminal activities in the nation when parents here are testifying on how they receive messages on their phone, asking them to reply in either 1 or 2? This is done. Your money in the bank is gone. This means a switch to more scamming activities. So please be careful. 3. For fire outbreak. I may ask, how often do we experience fire outbreak? Today, wise people do keep fire extinguishers against unexpected danger. It may interest you to know that digital transaction has created more havoc. Okay, imagine in a commercial car traveling and in a hurry, yet your driver is in a filling station. He is not allowed to move after fueling his car, all in the failed network. Indeed, the policy. I again say yes. I again say it frustrated the masses through doing more harm than good. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all listeners, I again believe you all are convinced but not fully confused that cashless policy have done more harm than good. Thanks.
All protocol duly observed. I remain Susanna Kudu from Zita International School, Bukan Sidi Lafia, standing here to still oppose the motion on a topic that says cashless policy has done more harm than good. And I again disagree with the motion as cashless policy has done more good than harm. Well, but it's a good concept as my opponent give a point proving that cashless policy has done more harm than good. First, they spoke of fair internet connection as one reason. Second, mass illiteracy. Third, cybercrime. And fourth, donation to street beggars. I say this indeed a good observation, but only that my opponent have failed to realize that all these were taken into consideration before the policy was implemented. Mistake, they say that repeat itself is not a mistake. Government in all countries have created a system to prevent bank hack. It was done as 106 million bank accounts were stolen. Cashless policy, for as a reminder, has not taken away all the physical cash in circulation. This is to explain the wisdom behind Naira redesign. It was made to tackle corruption and stealing through a switch to digital transaction, and the cash available was to ease life for those that do not have bank accounts, e.g. street beggars, etc. The EFCC boss previously said that 400 trillion was printed before the policy. But I ask, why was few money seen in circulation and who is to be blamed? I say the masses cause people hide the money for their selfish interests. Remember how POS agents charge high during the policy? In Lagos, for instance, you pay 30,000 for every 100,000 you want to withdraw. Bankers were on business also. We take opportunities without human sympathy. Okay, also see the case of subsidy removal by the government filling station. Immediately increase the price of fuel, and suddenly it was the fuel already in stock. So tell me, my opponent, when the people responsible to bring a change in the nation are corrupt and bad, how can we imagine the sound development and the prosperity of the nation? I say this indeed can bring damage to the infrastructural development of the country, making it the ultimate cause of country failure. Mr. Chairman, sir, and all my listeners, I hope you all are convinced, not confused, that cashless policy has done more good than harm. Thanks.